Wideside Sports.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
It's the second time they'll hear it because that's in the intro.
Oh.
A lot of people don't think it's me. It is.
Yeah. It is you.
I think that was I think when I did that intro, I think it was when we were half-assed trying to, like a Morgan Freeman impression, when we were kind of talking about that, and I did that. That was always my favorite one on Family Guy when they talk about Morgan Freeman doing voiceover, get paid millions of dollars to do voiceover. He's like, it's a pretty easy job.
Yeah.
It's like, all right. You're correct. It is. So I've been trying to get more of it.
Yeah. I think now Frank Caliendo is kind of past his due. Now everybody does impressions, but he was kind of the first one to do everybody.
How's that fucking Gruden impression going now?
Yeah.
Let me tell you what, man. I like the titties on them cheerleaders. I mean, is that what you're doing?
When he read the letter on ESPN of LeBron coming home to Cleveland, I thought I was going to pee myself.
Who did he read that as?
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
He read it as Morgan, and I hadn't heard his Morgan Freeman before until that moment, and then I was like, oh, Jesus, God, that's good.
Well, the one that I liked was the whole dialogue of the Allen Iverson one as Morgan Freeman.
Yes.
He's like, we're talking about practice.
Yeah.
It'd take a lot to amuse me. If you can half-ass do an impression, I'm all in.
Yeah.
Now, Frank Caliendo, I've watched his stand-up. It's fucking horrible.
It's not good.
Because he does impressions.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that's fine, but don't call it stand-up.
Yeah, because it's not, you're not
making any jokes. You're just doing all the people, which is great.
He's awesome at it. Yeah. But it's just, I don't need an hour straight of that.
His Chris Farley, I think it was one of his very first stand-ups where he's doing Chris Farley as Batman, and it's fucking hilarious.
Well, the one he was on Dan Le Batard's show when Le Batard's still at ESPN. I'm not a big Dan Le Batard fan. His show was it's called the Dan Le Batard Show, of which he doesn't even host.
No.
He just sits in the background and makes comments.
Yeah.
Why Stu got it. It's this is kind of weird.
Your show.
Everybody else who has their show named after him kind of leads the ship.
Yeah.
But he had Caliendo on, and he got him talked into it having, it was like Lou Holtz and somebody else getting in an argument.
Oh, God.
And it was like, that's...
Yeah.
Well, it's the same way on McAfee's show with Ty doing the Lou Holtz and stuff.
Yes.
I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, on the Sirianni thing, and it doesn't even really sound like Sirianni. No. But the fact that he's committed to it and the shit that he says.
When the shit that he says is what's funny, because you're like, oh, yeah, I guarantee he probably does say shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because that was the Morgan Freeman thing for me. And it was a weird deal because it was an audition, to do a greeting for somebody as Morgan Freeman.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll try it.
Yeah.
And I got the job.
Oh, nice.
And then had to, and all I knew is I could mimic kind of that Family Guy where he's like, ever since I was a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I could do. So I get the script that I have to read. I can't
do it.
So I'd have to do ever since I was a boy. And then start reading some of that stuff and then cut it. And then ever since I was a boy.
And then,
And then go in and and then they're like, this is fucking great. You know, and then paid me. And it's like, it's not. I feel like I stole from you.
Yeah.
Because it sounds nothing like you.
It's close enough. That's what we got.
That's just another white guy doing a Morgan Freeman. Just another hefty white fella doing a Morgan Freeman impression.
Yeah, and you got paid for it.
I got paid for it.
That's good. That's good.
That's where I get the big bucks, man. I can do piss poor impressions of mediocre celebrities.
Oh, gosh.
And I say mediocre because he's mediocre. I mean, he's not great.
No, he just has a nice
Morgan
voice.
Freeman
Yeah, he just has
in
a nice
every movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I know.
He's God.
Well, he bothered me because he was in a movie of books that I'd read. This was before I would still read some fiction shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, the movie was Kiss the Girls and stuff.
Yeah, so he was Alex Cross.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
those
not
books
Alex.
are awesome.
Yeah, he's not Alex
Have you
Cross.
read the books?
Yeah,
at all?
I've read a couple of them.
As soon as it comes out and he's Alex Cross like 40 with 2 kids that are like 7 and 5.
Yeah, you're old.
You're 90.
Yeah. Well, then they try to do the remake and they make Tyler Perry Alex Cross. That's not any better.
No.
Like, Alex Cross is supposed to be kind of a badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
like you took a really good premise here and you fucked it.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. The movies are really good with him in it. Like Kiss the Girls and Along Came the Spy are really, really good. Yeah.
But it was just that's not like, most people don't, the fucking book is better.
Yeah.
But it was like, if you've read the book at all, it's like, that's not.
Yeah.
There's other, like Denzel Washington at that point in time would have been phenomenal.
Great. Yeah.
It probably cost the same amount of money you paid fucking Morgan Freeman.
Probably.
I mean.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think he was. Yeah. And then when they followed, I'm like, okay, they're going to redo it. And they made it a little darker. You know what I mean? The second one, they tried to make it a little darker, but it's like, it's not.
I never watched the Tyler Perry one.
It wasn't very good.
Perry one.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
I knew it wouldn't be. Yeah. So I didn't.
Mm-hmm. She's just Medea. Yeah. That's what he's good at. Yeah.
Made a fuck ton of money
off of her.
I mean, I've never seen one of those movies because they're really not made for me.
Yeah.
But made a shit ton of money.
Yes, he did.
That was, I always remembered that with like the whole Morgan Freeman thing, and obviously your favorite show being How I Met Your Mother.
Uh-huh.
That the bachelor party thing where Barney's trying to play the porno.
Oh, yes.
And it's supposed to be Deeper Impact, but he accidentally played Deep, and it comes up Morgan Freeman, and they're just like, he is in everything. He's even in pornos. I'm going to slide it in now, boys and girls. Ooh, I shouldn't have said that. That just fucking went, I can't believe Morgan Freeman said that. I'm a crazy fuck.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, here on the sports.
Now that we have 0 listeners left, we should talk about Rivalry Week, which is tough for me to say. Like, people just keep throwing that out.
Rivalry Week. Yeah. I mean, we'll talk about it because we're both Ohio State fans. They got their dicks beat in yesterday.
Not shocked.
I mean,
wasn't happy about it, but it's like you can see very early that was coming.
100%. I mean, when they drove down the field and threw it twice, you knew something was not good at that moment.
Yeah, that was and it was zero effort to. And Michigan's running game, it's not like the 49ers running game where he is coming up with these schemes and leverage points.
It's a gap scheme. It's one scheme.
Hey, we're going to, these guys are going to block down. We're going to pull 2 guys and run this motherfucker right up the middle for 8 yards of carry.
Yeah.
And you can't stop it.
It's a very simple scheme. It's a very simple gap scheme. And they couldn't figure it out.
Nope.
They could not figure it out. I wasn't shocked because we had talked about on the show that Ohio State's defense is just atrocious. Just atrocious. And we've talked about that many times. We've also talked about their offense being the way that they just carry them most of the time.
But then again, now that you can peel back and look, everybody talk about Ohio State's got the greatest offense in the world. Of like, no, because Michigan has an okay defense.
Yeah,
Nebraska has an okay defense. Oregon has an okay defense. Penn State has an okay defense.
Yeah, and they
couldn't score against any of them.
Yeah, I'm not shocked. I told my wife that before the game. I was like, I'm not going to be shocked if Michigan wins, but they're just not. They came out with more fire. They came out with more passion, energy, whatever you want to call it, and they just ran it down their fucking throat.
You could see it just like we talked about, like when they got beat by Oregon. Like within the first quarter, you can look at Ohio State and go,
yeah, this isn't it.
Yeah, they're not playing today.
Yeah.
They literally look like they walked in and just assumed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, me and my brother talked of it's good that it happened.
Yeah.
Because now, they say number 1 offense, number 1 defense. Ohio State's would have got fucking boat raced by
Georgia.
Oh
my God!
They wouldn't have been able to score.
No,
they would have put maybe 20 points up.
Maybe.
And even though Georgia's offense is horrendous, Ohio State can't stop them.
Yeah,
they would have got boat raced by Georgia.
Yeah, I firmly believe that now. And I thought it would be a game, but after watching that yesterday, oh God, it would have been awful.
And I like. This is a couple weeks ago. I heard not the interview with Nick Saban from this last week, which was fucking awesome.
Awesome.
But a couple weeks ago, how he started talking about having to adjust with trends and how things are going. And he said it, and I don't think a lot of people noticed it, when he said, we were in an offensive thing, and everybody got to this wide open, we're going to score a bunch of points.
Mm-hmm.
He said, but now we're in the second year, of it trending back to defense.
Yep.
And you can see it because all these teams, Ohio State, since they've been really good on offense, have had a shitty defense.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State always had it. Oklahoma, shitty.
Yep.
Alabama for a time. Their defense last year was not very good, but they just had an all-time off it of like, and now you're seeing like with the Georgias, and you're seeing teams that, Iowa.
Yeah.
That hey, we just have a solid fucking defense every year, and they're winning games.
Yep. Yeah.
Now that's going to be the thing is when Michigan goes in next week and fucks it all up and gets beat by Iowa.
Did Wisconsin lose?
Yeah.
They lost. I didn't see. I quit paying attention after the game.
Yeah.
Wow.
To Minnesota. Minnesota beat them.
Wow.
So you got Michigan against Iowa.
Yeah.
Which here's another one of why you need to get rid of divisions.
Yeah.
Because that can't be your conference championship game.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that Michigan and Ohio State need to play again. I mean, that's kind of how it would work out.
Yes.
Even if it was Penn State or Michigan State, or you cannot have a 7-5 team represoning one half of your fucking conference in the championship game.
It's bad.
You just can't.
It's bad. Yeah.
Get rid of the division.
Yeah, it should just be top 2.
Yeah.
I mean,
but that would be in my mind because I'm one. Like I don't hate Michigan.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot of Ohio State fans do.
Mm-hmm.
I want Michigan to win every game.
Yeah.
Except that one. So now that I want Michigan to go win the fucking national championship because it's better for, it's better for the conference.
Yeah.
They're not gonna.
Yeah.
The hardball thing to do is literally to go next week and get beat by Iowa.
Yeah, that is a very hardball thing to do.
That's a massive win they got. And
it saved his job.
100%. Plus, he got a shit ton of money.
Yeah, he's gonna. Mark my words. He's gonna get the Mel Tucker 10-year deal after beating Ohio State.
Yeah,
Mel Tucker got the deal for beating Michigan.
That was the funny thing yesterday with what happened over the previous couple weeks.
Yeah,
neither of those teams. I mean, Penn State has beat Ohio State before, and Michigan State has beat Ohio State before, but not recently.
No.
And neither of these coaches, I don't know that James Franklin's beat Ohio. Did he beat Ohio State once?
Yeah, once on the block punt.
Kick.
Yeah.
Yesterday, on teams that have zero chance to win their division, Michigan and State and Penn State are playing each other, and there's $200 million worth of coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Of like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, when that happens, if Ryan Day wins yesterday, what do you pay him?
Yeah, exactly.
If these guys are getting $100 million contracts, what are you paying Ryan Day?
Yeah, exactly. Who knows?
I mean,
if he's going to stay,
is he the guy?
Yeah, is he going to stay?
Be.
Yeah, who knows?
I'll give it. I know. I see. There's a lot of Ohio State fans that I'm friends with and stuff, man, and they lose their fucking they are like you don't play for them.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't have to get upset.
Like I'm not on Ohio State's team. Like it's. That's why I told my brother at halftime. It's like, hey, I'm already okay with losing this game because you knew. And then because you could see it coming.
Yeah.
With in the first half, they were running the football, and then Ohio State ran the football, marched it down the field, got inside the 10, then just started passing it.
Yep.
Kick a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
So there's one right there of like, hey, if they don't kick those 2 fucking field goals and score touchdowns like they should, all of a sudden you're up 21 to fucking 14 at half.
Yeah, exactly.
And getting the ball. But you could see it of like somebody in the locker room says, hey, we need to run the ball. Comes out in the second half and runs it 3 straight fucking times, doesn't get a first down, and then then it was over.
Yeah,
but it's like, but maybe Ryan Day's not the guy.
Maybe he's not. I mean,
and that's a hot take thing. Yeah. Obviously, he's a phenomenal recruiter. They just got a bad defense.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's where Urban would never do it either. Urban never fired a soul.
Right.
Look, you look back on it. When they had a bad defense, Alex Grinch took another job. Now, whether that's a thing of, hey, you take another job, we're going to fire you, that's a different story.
I think that's kind of what it is.
Kerry Combs went to the NFL with Vrabel. Is that, hey, we're going to let you go? Or it could be, but he never fired anybody. Yeah. Ryan Day, this is the only time you've ever seen somebody on Ohio State staff in recent years go, you're taking a step back.
Yeah, now, he fired Kerry Coombs, but he didn't.
Yes. Now you're going to say, okay, who's gone? Because you need a legit defensive coordinator. Yeah. You don't need a position coach doing it. You need a legit defensive coordinator. Now, whether that guy coaches a spot, that's fine, but you don't have a legit DC on your team.
Yeah.
You don't. Michigan did the best thing Michigan ever did, and they went and got one. Where'd they go get him from? The fucking NFL.
Yeah.
They took a guy, whether he was quality control with a position coach.
He was
he might have been the Ravens.
Yeah, he might have been the linebackers coach because John was like,
yeah.
You want to go? Because I think John, it sounds weird when they say it's like he having, a meeting with this guy, and John's like, hey, how would you like to be a defensive coordinator for my brother at Michigan?
Uh-huh.
And it sounds, when they say it that way, like, hey, I'm going to fire you, but I got a job for you.
Yeah.
But I think John knows enough of like, hey, man, you're position coach here. You need to bump down and be a coordinator.
Yeah, and then get some experience, then you come up. Yeah.
That's the way the game works.
Yes, which is fantastic. They finally did it because obviously they saw the writing on the wall. Don's Brown's defense didn't do anything, so they needed to make a change, and they did, and it worked out for them. Now, Day, you probably need to do the same thing.
Yeah,
you need to see, okay, your best defense was a guy from the NFL.
Yeah.
Came and called your defense. We talked about it earlier in the year.
Yep.
He came in and he did NFL things. Why did it work? Because you have NFL players on your defense. That's why it worked. You have the athletes to do it.
Yeah.
It's not hard. And you're telling me nobody wants to come to Ohio State
to be a coach?
Be a coach. Tell me nobody does.
Yeah.
You can't find somebody else.
Yeah.
I just don't think you took the time.
No, you hired people that you knew.
Exactly. And
that's the growing pains with Ryan Day, because it's only, 3 years or whatever.
I'm not saying that he's bad.
Trying
to
figure
like
out how to find a staff.
Yes. But it's also tough. It's kind of almost in the... he's not anywhere close to Saban, but it's a big enough program to where if you have success, you're probably getting a bigger job.
Yeah.
A year, 2 years.
Right.
You're probably getting something else. That would be the only hiccup.
He'll get a shot at the NFL if he wants it. I don't know that he does.
Yeah.
He will fail.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Because you're already seeing the shift in the NFL of you're an offensive guru guy.
It didn't work.
It ain't working in the NFL, and they are going away from it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You're starting to see, hey, we need to play some fucking defense. We need to play some defense.
Yep.
And you're starting to see in the NFL all these when they say that you can't stop offenses nowadays, the NFL can. Yeah. It just takes a couple years for them to catch up.
Uh-huh.
So that...
Well, Ryan Day would not be well in the NFL because his run scheme is not well developed. It's a very simple scheme. You're all zone blocking, and it's all zone blocking. That's it. There's nothing...
That's why you can't run the ball.
Yeah. I mean, you have a big offensive line. You have a huge offensive line.
They're all tackles.
Yes, they are. They're all tackles playing guards.
Which is another bad thing. Well, we're going to put our best players out there. Yeah, but he's not a guard.
Yeah. I mean, Paris Johnson, 6'8". That's not a guard. Not a guard. But when you're that big, tackles don't zone block very well. They drive block.
Yeah, that's what they do.
You got to have some power schemes in there, some simple things like that, just to get it going. Then you can throw in your little wrinkles. But that's why I don't think he works in the NFL, because still, to this day, running the football wins you games in the NFL.
Yeah, ask Tennessee and Indiana how that's going.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Indianapolis,
anybody. Look at some of the best teams. The Buccaneers, they have over 100 yards rushing every game.
49ers should have won a Super Bowl and never ran the fuck. Never threw the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, Jimmy G
threw it 18 times.
Yeah.
And if it connected on one of them, the game was over.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's...
That pass happy shit just gets like, oh my God.
It's fun. It's exciting. That's why you like to do it. But
when it's 3rd and 1 and you can't run the fucking ball, because that was what was very apparent yesterday, is Michigan would have it 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, and it's like, well, there's no fucking way they're stopping them.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they're getting this.
Yeah. And again, I go back to everybody wants to talk about the Stroud situation. Okay, I think he's an okay quarterback, to be honest with you. There's got to be a second dimension, buddy. You got to be able to pull that ball every once in a while.
That one.
If that's your running scheme, is your zone, you have to keep it at least 5 to 6 times.
You being an offensive coach, I'm sure you've seen it. The first time they got inside the 10, and the one time they ran it, if he pulls that ball,
he's untouched.
He walks into the end zone.
As hard as Michigan's defensive ends crash, you would have walked in the end zone.
You scrambled to the end zone the one time. Now it got called back, but
the problem is you're looking at it is it an actual read? That's the other thing, because it's not, because he doesn't watch. He's
handing off the ball
and then just takes a little fake the other way. Yeah. But nobody's biting it because you've ran the ball 5 times this year.
I thought about it, and I even mentioned that yesterday. with you being the offensive guy, and we've talked about that of like, well, Stroud goes under center. Okay, well, they're running it to the right because that or the left because that's all they do. And then the one time they threw it off of it, they faked it to him and threw it to him for 3-yard loss.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I think his running schemes are bad. If you have Kevin Wilson, who is a nothing, he's nothing. If you have him there for anything, he needs to be your run game coordinator.
Yeah,
he needs to tell this is how we're going to run the ball. I don't know. It's something that needs to be fixed. And whether it's you don't trust Stroud making the decisions, you don't trust him as a runner, that's got to have a bit. Any team that runs any kind of zone, if your quarterback doesn't run the ball, then it's not zone. It's not a read.
Yeah, you can't. There's nothing.
It's just and then go under center if you're going to run zone. That way, there's a legit cutback.
Right.
Go old school Broncos where you're actually running in a legit zone blocking scheme, but you got to do it under center.
Yeah. Well, they'll make it to the Capital One Bowl.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Who gives a shit?
Don't they play in the Rose Bowl then?
No. They won't be second.
Oh, you're right. I guess they won't.
I mean, technically, Iowa should. If Michigan wins, Iowa should be in the Rose Bowl.
That's right. Yeah.
They won't. Ohio State will end up being in the...
Get an Oregon-Ohio State rematch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah, something.
I
saw a tweet. That said, it was that exact tweet. Everybody wanted that Oregon rematch, huh? Well, it was a Michigan fan. He goes, well, you got it. See you in the Rose Bowl, bitches.
I did see it was a tweet from the Detroit Metro Police. And it said, hey, everybody in Ann Arbor, please be safe leaving the stadium and going home as you celebrate. Mm-hmm. Those of you from the state down south, take your time. Your season's over. It's like, that's fucking awesome. I love that shit. I know people, all the Ohio State fans going to shit on Jim Harbaugh. Fucking loved what he said. Standing on third base thinking you hit a triple.
Yeah, like, that's funny.
That's it.
That's funny.
Because your guys are starting, Olave and those guys were not your guy.
Yeah.
Like Stroud's his guy.
Yeah, Stroud's his guy.
But it's the...
Ninjigba is his guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's you got to go.
Uh-huh.
But that was just standing on third base thinking you hit a triple. Fucking awesome.
That's funny. It's funny
that
shit.
That is so good for the sport.
Yes.
And I'm sure most of the people listening to this are probably Ohio State fans. You can be pissed off. Ohio State wasn't. You seen yesterday they weren't winning a national championship this year. So just get over it. That wasn't going to happen. Yeah. They weren't beating Georgia.
Not even a chance.
They're not beating Alabama.
No.
And as bad as Alabama is, we'll talk about that here in a second. But what happened yesterday was good for college football. Mm-hmm. Michigan needs to be relevant.
Yes. We've talked about that many times, that there's certain teams that need to be good to make college football fun again. And Michigan beating Ohio State, makes the rivalry awesome.
Yeah.
Because now you can't wait for next year now.
Well, I think it was Portnoy or whatever, since they didn't play last year, says, hey, it's been 700 and however many days since Ohio State beat Michigan. Yeah. Now it's thrown back in your face for all that shit. So fucking love it.
Yeah.
I love the shit talk.
Oh yeah. If you don't like this shit, dog. Yeah.
Too fucking serious. Calm down.
Yeah. Well, my favorite one.
You don't play for them.
I know. My favorite one, I think it was somebody had tweeted that, and somebody else was like, one time in 10 years or something like that. I'm like, Jesus Christ, guys, just let them fucking enjoy it. My God.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
There's so many people that take it so of like, you didn't even go there.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't go to college at all.
I know. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, my mom and her two sisters all graduated from Ohio State main campus, all of them. So if they were upset, but they're not, because they're, smart-minded people. They don't really know anything. So
it's like, I never understood that of taking it that hard. Like people fucking crying.
Yeah,
I'm
I
know. You're a family. You don't even have a family member that plays on the team. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Just move on. Just like you did against Oregon. Season was over then.
Yeah.
You got exposed then. And then you made it seem okay because you ran up the score on a bunch of shitty teams. So, it is what it is.
But yeah, my favorite thing that as an Ohio State fan that I want to see is change. Anybody who's ever been a successful coach has changed.
Yeah.
We see it all the time. Nick Saban has changed. It wasn't in 2007 where LSU and Alabama was 6-3, 9-3.
Yeah.
Now we're going to bring in Lane Kiffin to help change our offense because that's the direction we're going. Okay. Now with Kirby Smart, you're going to help change this defense.
Yeah.
Then they, you know what I mean? So there's change. Look at Mac Brown. Gets canned at Texas, takes 2 years off, comes to North Carolina, completely changes everything he's probably ever done, and starts to win.
And Texas dumpster fire.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you one thing, because we're going to move into the Iron Bowl next now. But with Nick Saban, you know what you're going to see next year? They're still going to have their offense, obviously.
You see a really good defense.
You're going to see a fucking defense that flies around. I guarantee.
Yeah. I
would almost put a guarantee that I don't know what Georgia loses this year. You know, if they get a bunch of guys back, it's tough. You know, tough to dethrone that defense.
Yeah.
But you're going to see Alabama have either the best or the second best defense in the country next year, guaranteed.
I've always been. I liked Kirby Smart when he was at Alabama just because of the scheme that he did.
Yeah.
I mean, very little, and it's because college football you don't change a whole lot because they're young and they're inexperienced and they just don't know football yet.
Yeah.
But he was able to do it, and it's the same thing he's doing with Georgia. Now their offense is bad, so that's another story. But he's always had a top 10 defense every year he's been at Georgia, which is it's awesome, you know. But you know we'll go into the Iron Bowl next, and then we'll talk about the championship games next week. But I'm kind of excited to see the SEC championship game after the Iron Bowl yesterday.
Yeah,
I mean I didn't watch the Iron Bowl.
I watched all of it.
Did you? I watched the overtimes. So
you being a coach, we'll get to it because nothing happened until like the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
it's very boring.
It was 7-0. Like Alabama, this is going to be a weird one because that was my question yesterday is with Stroud losing in the way the Alabama game is going, who the fuck wins the Heisman? Now, I know, you know, they come back and win, so that's a Heisman moment.
Yeah.
But he completed less than 50% of his passes. I mean, he looked like shit yesterday. Stroud technically threw for 370 fucking yards still, but you can't lose.
That's the thing you're going to get into because you haven't seen the Heisman.
Nobody has.
Lose. I mean, the only Lamar Jackson, their team was bad. That's it. But he
got away with it because he played for Louisville.
Exactly. Who was last year's Heisman?
Receiver from Alabama.
Oh yeah, exactly. They won the whole thing. I don't know. That's going to be a tough question.
And anybody don't come at me with Walker because he rushed 26 times for 25 yards against Ohio State, which I called on this show that he rushed for 25 yards.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
So I think Bryce Young's going to win it because of that. But what if they get the doors blown off and he plays bad against Georgia again? Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things. Like I can see Stroud winning it just for not
numbers, playing. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Who knows? It'll be weird. It'll be so weird if Stroud wins it and he's not the starter next year.
Yeah.
You have four 4-star quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't even know if that Ewers will be there next year.
Either.
Because those NIL deals, they don't work if you're not playing.
Exactly.
So if Stroud wins the Heisman, you're probably going to see Ewers enter the transfer portal.
Probably.
Before spring ball and go play somewhere else. And then he'll be forgotten about.
Yeah, because that never works out.
Because if you're a Trevor Lawrence type, which he supposedly is, you stick it out and you fucking play here because you're better. And if you have to leave because you can't win the starting job, you're not good enough to play.
Yeah.
Because that was when Trevor Lawrence got there, of like, hey, you might want to transfer because this kid's way fucking better than you.
Yeah.
You know, like Trevor Lawrence came in and was like, I can't even remember the quarterback's name.
Kelly Bryant.
Took him to a national championship game.
Yep.
Hey, man, this guy is coming in, so you might want to look somewhere else because this motherfucker is it.
Yeah. He says, about 3 games in? Nope, he's not.
Yep, see you, Kelly.
Yeah, see you, Kelly. Yeah.
Go to Tennessee and be forgotten about.
Yeah.
It was the same thing with...
Tate Martell. He didn't even start, though. But I'm
talking about the same thing when Jimbo's at Florida State and Jameis came. Yeah. This guy started quarterback for 2 years and basically said, hey, you better go to the NFL because this guy... And I think what whoever their quarterback was that got drafted, Buffalo had called them about drafting the quarterback. And he says, look, he's coming out because we got a freshman that he can't beat out for the job.
Yep.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
So, That's the interesting thing to me.
Yeah, and that quarterback was a decent quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But that's the thing for me for next year with like the Quinn Ewers thing of there'll be a real battle for quarterback. And if there's not, he's not any good, which he should have.
Should have just waited.
He should have just waited and came in like a normal fucking kid.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I need money now.
I don't think
so.
What
are you talking about?
See, you're probably from Texas.
$1 million.
Your parents probably do something with oil. I'm sure you're fine. I'm sure you don't need money. Yeah. Your name's Quinn, You're probably rich.
Came in, take 2 snaps, and handed it off. So
yeah. There you go.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know. The Heisman talk is going to be weird.
Yeah, it's a weird because there isn't one.
No.
There just isn't one.
Nope. The only way you can swing it, and I don't know the fourth guy, the kid from Ole Miss. Right, he's the fourth one, and the top. I mean, of the four people,
the defensive guy from Georgia.
Yeah,
the defensive lineman.
Yeah, he's good.
I mean,
that man is.
If there was ever a year,
this
now
is it. That's a massive human being.
Yeah.
Oh my God, is he big? Yeah. I saw a picture. It's like this guy, and it showed his height and weight, and then he was next to him. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God.
Because that's always the one of like with Smith winning it last year of like. Yeah, that's great. You're wide open all the time, but then the guy had to throw it to you.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of one of those things of receivers winning. But if it's not just a quarterback award,
then give it
and there's not a running back to win it this year, give it to the defensive guy.
This is your year.
This is a year to do it. It's a year to let Cincinnati in, and it's a year to...
Yeah.
Now we're going to see how people feel.
Okay, well, let's talk about the Iron Bowl. About the Iron Bowl yet. No, you're okay.
The one thing... defense-wise that showed you. Now, Alabama's offense isn't what it was, and Bill O'Brien's getting fired because that offense is fucking terrible. Like his
it's not
his scheme.
Yeah.
Like you go from Sark to what Bill O'Brien's running is like, what the fuck is going on?
I'm sure Sark's thinking like, hey, can I come back?
Yeah.
I don't hate this.
Yeah, because now stories are already coming out that boosters are telling him who he needs to play.
Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
what the fuck? But the defense Auburn had of that's what you want. Like, that's what Ohio State couldn't do or whatever. It's like, it was very clear, hey, Alabama, you can't run the fucking football.
Yeah.
And we're going to blitz your ass off because we know you can't run it. You have to pass it.
Yep.
We're coming after you. And you've seen it. I mean, it was rattled. They look like shit. I mean, now Jameson Williams gets tossed early for that. And that's, hey, it's on him. You got to know the rules and stuff, but you're also asking a receiver to make tackles on a punt team.
Yep.
You got 103 guys on the roster. Well, you got to... No, fuck off. Yeah. That's what happens. I mean, how many times Jameson Williams going through tackling drills in practice?
None.
Never.
None.
You'd be an idiot if you did that.
You're running punt team on air, and that's it.
Yeah. So, I mean, that happened. Whatever. I mean, Auburn's offense is fucking horrendous. Like, they can't... It's
that quarterback
bad.
is so bad.
So bad.
He was supposed to be the second coming of nothing.
Yeah.
But he's bad.
But we're going to fast forward to the point. You got to fast forward to the end of the game because that's when everything happened.
Yeah.
You get the ball back if you're Auburn with 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Alabama has 2 timeouts.
Yep.
And you are punting the ball back to them with 1:51.
Yeah, that is...
that can't happen.
Nope.
That can't happen. I know that, the kid was running and he got pulled out of... I don't give a fuck. You don't care. You're not playing for a first down there.
No, you're not. You're playing for clock.
Your offense is so bad, you should have went out and just fucking kneeled on it.
Should have. Honestly, if you were just going to punt anyway...
If you punt it down to the 2-yard line and Alabama has 54 seconds and no timeouts, you think they fucking score?
Yeah. No, here we go. Number 1, bad coaching. Because 2 reasons. 1, clock management. 2, your players don't know clock management, and that's the problem. You can know clock management all you want. You're not the fucking one out there.
Yeah.
So they need to know, hey, we need to stay in bounds. Don't even get close to the fucking sideline. Don't get close to it. Cut the cut up, do something, get tackled with a yard. I don't give a shit, but don't even come close to the fucking sideline.
Because in the men's league, like a lot of people don't think about it. Every practice, they work on that situation. Every fucking practice. Here's what you do. If we're up this and we got this and there's this time and timeouts, this is what we're doing. And coaches in the NFL that don't do that well get fired immediately because
Yeah.
That's how you win games of 4 minutes, 8 minutes, 2 minutes. 2 minutes and no timeouts, game's over.
Uh-huh.
So they don't give, and their punter twice. It should have been 3 times. The guy was standing in the fucking end zone for some reason. But, I mean, the punter won the game for him, and they fucked it.
Yep.
Now coming back. Now Alabama's marching down the field.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know, with college time, you don't need timeouts if you got a fucking minute 30.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't need it. It stops.
Exactly.
But when you're down to 30 seconds on a third fucking down and you're running press man coverage, single press man.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
It's like the Raiders when they did that zero blitz with, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like you put 2 deep safeties back that were doing nothing. They basically covered the hashes. What the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah.
You can't get beat deep.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that can't happen.
Yeah.
If you give up a 10-yard pass, okay. Let them march down to the 10-yard line, and if they get you there, they get you. You can't give it up from the fucking 40.
Nope, and they did. Yeah.
And then as soon as that happened, it's over. I mean, and I say that about the Heisman because that's when I seen a tweet, well, Bryce Young just won the Heisman. And then like the first comment was like, he's 16 for 38 for like 90 yards. I was like, what are we fucking talking about here? Like he looked like
play.
shit. He made a play. Is it a Heisman moment? Yeah.
Yes, but
not with the way you played the rest of the game. I mean, because Alabama should have blown. If you watched the whole game, Alabama couldn't do anything on offense, but it was defensive pressure because they blitzed every fucking down. But it was kind of Bryce Young's fault. Like guys were running open and he was missing them. It's like just 6 inches, just fingertips of like, hey man, you're in this position because of you. You're not delivering the ball. And how is Jameis Winston that big of a deal to your offense?
Jameis Williams.
Yeah, Jameis Winston. Yeah, wait, he's fucking torn ACL out there running routes. Can't see.
No, exactly.
But he's their whole fucking offense.
Yeah.
As soon as he's out of the game, it's fucking like, oh my God.
Who do we throw the ball to?
What do we do now? And they have no running backs.
Yeah, which is so weird.
Because they all transferred.
I know they did.
Well, they're going to be starter transferred. Because Saban said that like 2 weeks ago. He goes, we got 2 running backs that transfer right out of here because they weren't going to be the starter. And 3 games in, they'd have been getting the bulk of the carries. Now they're both at different programs not playing. So
what are you doing, guys?
What are you doing? Just wait your goddamn turn. It's Alabama. You only need to play 1 year.
Exactly. Then you're good.
You play one. If you're the starting running back at Alabama for 1 season and don't fumble the ball 20 fucking times, you're going to the NFL.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's the way it works.
For sure.
I will give it to him. I loved his fucking speech at his coach's thing, basically, and had fans cheering him as he's telling them to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, I know he is.
You were happy to win a game when I first got here. Now you're pissed off because we don't win big enough. Of like,
good for him.
Awesome.
I like Saban a lot.
I do too.
He's getting that. He's getting into now. He's always kind of said what he wanted, and he's respectful about it. But in this old age, he's starting to get the old man syndrome of just saying whatever the fuck he wants and not giving a shit. And it's awesome.
He's the equivalent of a coach. Obviously, the way I think you'll understand how I'm going to say this, but with having fuck you money.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they're all rich.
Yes.
But when I say fuck you money,
he doesn't need.
There are no consequences for him. He can say whatever the fuck he wants.
Exactly.
And nothing is happening.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's
like the Ed
awesome.
Ogeron shit happened, and it was Nick Saban.
Yeah.
You'd have never heard about it.
Nope.
And that even if you did hear about that, he's trying to bang chicks at fucking gas stations. Everybody would be like, well, you know.
Yeah.
Won like 7 national championships. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know.
No big deal.
Yeah. I'm sure they said yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and they won. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
The bottom line, we don't
win.
Yeah, that's it. You don't I don't like how you have to win by 30 to be considered good.
Yeah.
That's the issue that's the issue you're seeing with Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Because they didn't beat No Fuck State by 50.
Yeah.
And that's why you didn't have them in your top 4.
I love all these fans of these teams that are talking shit to Cincinnati. Because now take a step and look. Because the way this is panning out, Cincinnati's not going to be, unless Bama beats Georgia. Cincinnati's not playing Georgia.
No, they're
going to be
Michigan.
like ranked third. They're playing Michigan. Talk your shit about, well, they shouldn't be in. They only beat Navy by 7.
Nobody
won't say that until because what if they beat you? So it can happen.
It can happen big time. And I believe Georgia is going to beat Alabama, and I believe Alabama's not be in the top 4.
No, they can't with a loss. They can't. You can't. The only way, like if Auburn would have beat them and then Alabama would have went and beat Georgia, they'd have got in with 2 losses.
Yes.
Because you got that championship. They're not going to have 2 losses and not be a champion and get in. And then everybody, that's where I wanted to go with is now we see how everybody thinks when this is just fucking Alabama and Clemson and Ohio State. Well, none of them are going to be in there. I can't wait to see the ratings on these. Because nobody's, let's be real honest right now, nobody is watching that fucking playoff except Georgia fans.
Yep. I have a question.
Okay.
No, I just want to hear your spiel.
Okay.
All right. Alabama loses to Georgia. Okay. They're not in the top 4 because they have 2 losses.
Right.
Okay. Iowa beats Michigan. Michigan now has 2 losses.
Yeah.
Iowa has 3.
Iowa has like 5.
Does Ohio State jump back in? They've let them in before. That's my only question. That's my only question. Because they've done it before. If you're saying that you can't put Alabama in because they got 2 losses and they don't have a championship. Now, I know Ohio State doesn't have the championship, but they still only got 1 loss.
I don't think Ohio State will because at that point they can get Notre Dame in.
Okay.
And I look at this for money. Because if Iowa beats Michigan, they're not, because I was like 7-5.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here's the funny thing. Yesterday, as I was heading to my brother's house, I heard him talking on the radio that if Oregon State would have beat Oregon, you would have ended up with Washington State at 7-5 representing. And I'm like, that's fucking horrible. How can you do that? And then it happens in the Big Ten.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Iowa is not a quality team. I mean, Iowa can beat anybody because their defense is, that's just what it is. And their punter kicks everybody inside the half-yard line for some fucking reason.
Successfully.
And not a finalist for the Ray Guy Award.
I know.
That guy won fucking games for Iowa. No other punter in the country has won a game for his team, and he did it multiple times.
Nope.
It's like Ohio State. None of their receivers finalists for the Blitnikoff.
Yeah.
Like,
weird.
That's fucking weird. But thinking that, like, if Notre Dame had another loss, I think you would have seen a two-loss Ohio State team sneak in just because they're going to sit in that room going,
oh, I keep forgetting Ohio State has 2 losses now. Never mind. My question's dumb now.
No, it's all right, though. It still would have worked. Now, if, the Ohio State gets dog walked, that was a problem. But if it was out there, Notre Dame wasn't there. So say you're looking at Georgia, who's got a fan base, not a big one, but they got one. And that's going to piss some people off. But the SEC is so chopped up. Yeah. I mean, you just don't have big areas of fan bases just because, like, Ohio State has a fan base because it's in the Midwest and fucking, it's massive. Not to mention they have 50,000 fucking students. So a lot of alumni. So if you had Georgia, Oklahoma State, Cincinnati, and they're waiting on that 4th team going, hey, people need to fucking watch these games.
Yeah, no shit.
Then you were going to see okay.
Now we got to let the Irish in?
Because Notre Dame's got to get in, or you got to put a 2-loss Ohio State team in, because then you're at least going to get, like, say, Georgia, Ohio State. Yeah. Of like, all right, well, fucking 20 million people are going to watch this one. At least we can make some money.
Okay. Now.
Because Oklahoma State, Cincinnati, if that works out that way, nobody's watching that. I might not watch that game. Yeah. I don't like Mike Gundy. He's a fuck. I mean, come on. When they start putting his stats up, how the fuck has he kept his job for 18 years?
No shit.
That is
shit. That's
you
the
have
one.
never. Oh my God, you've never won anything.
Nope, never won a goddamn thing.
You beat Oklahoma twice.
Been coaching there for years.
Every year it's like this is a year. Oklahoma State is a wagon, and then they usually lose to Iowa State.
Yeah.
Or they lose some game that they shouldn't fucking lose.
Yeah.
And then they go into nothing of like. But watching that game last night and seeing his stat lines, like How the fuck did you keep your job? And like you're always sticking your foot in shit.
Oh yeah,
he can't stop himself.
Stop saying shit.
I mean, it's always like players. Well, I'm fucking leaving this fucking guy. I mean, it's always something.
Yeah,
it's like him and Dabo are like the same, except one's got a mullet and one doesn't.
Yeah.
Like Dabo should.
Well, one has national championships too.
Yeah, but they're the same. I'm talking about personality
wise. Yeah,
like they're the same of like. Well, it's my fucking team, and I like this, and go fucking Trump, kind of, and not that we're a political show or whatever, but
not at all.
You could see where this day and age that gets you into shit, especially on a college campus.
Yes.
And that's fucking Mike Gundy, and he's just a world class douchebag. Put him up there, Seth, with Russell Wilson and Coach K.
They beat Gonzaga the other night. It was a good game.
And what?
Basketball.
Hockey?
Basketball.
Oh, they're playing basketball?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? Here's one for you.
Yeah.
Because football exists.
I know.
When you go,
well, football's not played on Tuesday nights.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
We still talk about it.
I know.
Because it matters.
I understand.
But when you have college basketball and the number 1 and 2 teams play each other and nobody fucking knows about it.
I know. That's funny.
It's like,
I didn't know about it.
You are not relevant.
I didn't know. I knew they played. I didn't know it was that night. I got a buzz on my phone that said the game's starting.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, fuck, I didn't know it was tonight.
But that's another basketball thing, especially in college and in the NBA. One, you're playing too many games.
Yeah, they play a lot of games.
And 2, you got a number 1 and a number 2 playing each other on a Tuesday at 9:30.
Yeah, I know.
Like, well, okay. Now you're making in with baseball of like, nobody's watching our World Series game. It's because it started at 11 o'clock on a fucking Wednesday night.
Yeah.
I was like, your shit's not in until midnight. I mean, same thing pissed me off about the national championship game.
Yes.
Call it basketball and why are we doing this on a Monday?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
So dumb.
I mean,
so dumb.
And starting it at 8:30.
I know it's not any different. I know it's not any different, but even Sunday would be better than Monday.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, I mean,
know
obviously
that.
the
I know
NFL,
that, but still.
No, they could.
Yeah, they could
because if they broke it out, they're very close to that gap week.
Yep.
In the NFL. Because hey, if you had the AFC and NFC championship game, and then the following Sunday you had the national championship game, and then the following Sunday had the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
How would that be?
Exactly. Be great. Nobody watches the fucking Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Players don't even want to be there.
I know that. Some of them opt out. Like,
well, if we win, we get a bonus of $20,000. You made $13 million last year. And it's not even in Hawaii anymore. You don't even get a fucking trip.
No, you get to go to Florida.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Or wherever the fucking Super Bowl. You get to go to Vegas. Yeah, that'll work out well.
Yeah.
I'm sure they won't get in any trouble. Fucking driving fast.
Oh gosh,
I don't even know where we were.
College. We're still in college football.
We're just as a money aspect.
Yeah.
And so if Alabama gets beat, and you have Clemson, Ohio State, and Alabama not in the playoff, how fast is it going to 8 teams?
Oh God. Next year?
When it comes out and nobody watches the college football playoff, and people who think they have big fan bases realize they do not have big. Like when Georgia plays fucking, you can't say Michigan because Michigan's up there
Michigan's
fan base
got a nice
wise.
fan base.
This would be if Michigan not making it to play Georgia or whatever for the championship. So if you had like Georgia Notre Dame or Georgia Cincinnati, because Notre Dame's is big, but it's not that big anymore. And like fucking 6 million people watch it. It's like, hey, what? No, no, we're not. I mean, you can't.
Yeah.
It's like, but if you went to, I'm still a big, the 12 with the buys, I think is the way to go. And now you have Oregon, Ohio State, all these bigger schools.
Yep, you're in.
Because I still love that when people think they're big schools and you're not.
Yeah, you're not. Not at all.
Like Georgia, hey, we're big, blah, blah, blah. You're not Alabama. You're not Ohio State. You're not Clemson. You're not. I mean, you're not. You don't drive the numbers. It's kind of like in the golf world of viewership on a Sunday is 6 million people, but then when Tiger's there, it's fucking 20.
Yeah, exactly.
That's they don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you do that. That's why Ohio State gets special treatment because every one of their games has 20 million people watching it. That's just the way it is.
All right. So after this week, who's your 4?
Well, I mean, it was a close game, so Auburn's got to be up there because that's the way it works.
I know. They're 7 now.
It's got to be Georgia, I got to put Michigan at 2.
Yeah.
I just think you have to.
Yeah.
You know, like now if Alabama would have handled Auburn,
yeah,
I think Alabama would have been 2, but I got to put Michigan there.
Mm-hmm.
Then Alabama, then Cincinnati. If I was really wanted to start some shit,
yeah,
I'd have it Cincinnati, then Auburn, or then Alabama.
Yeah.
It's just be like, fucking Alabama got jumped by Cincinnati, because that would be fucking funny, and I hope they do that.
Oh, yeah, I hope they do that
will
too.
not,
No.
because it was the Iron Bowl still. I mean, because it doesn't matter. Like, people forget about that. When Auburn and Alabama play, or Michigan, Ohio, it doesn't fucking matter.
No.
Shit happens.
Shit happens all the time.
Remember the kick 6? Remember how good that fucking Alabama team was? They got beat by Auburn. That sucked.
Uh-huh.
And then, see, that's the one thing that was shocking, seeing the stat line. Nick Saban's only 9-5 against Auburn.
Auburn, yeah.
But it doesn't feel that, like, it feels like this dominance. But then when you look at it, it was like, fuck, man, I thought he was like 11-1.
Yeah.
It is not that way.
Not that way. Yeah. I would go, I think Georgia at 1, obviously, and then I would put Michigan at 2 as well. I think we're probably the same. Well,
yeah,
then Alabama, then Cincy.
I think
put,
Oklahoma State jumps Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Because I think you got to do it this week. I think you got to do it this week.
So I would put Oklahoma State at 5.
Yeah. And Notre Dame at 6.
Notre Dame at 6.
Because I think, with them, because, Notre Dame fans, whatever, say whatever you want, that's fine. But, like, if Oklahoma State wins next week and you beat 2 top 10 teams on their way, come on.
You're in.
I'd be scared if I was Cincinnati.
Yeah. Do they play a conference championship game?
Yeah, they play Houston.
Okay.
They'll be 23rd or whatever. But if Alabama beats Georgia, Cincinnati's got a fucking problem.
100%.
Because Oklahoma State, if they beat Baylor, is getting in.
Yeah.
Because you're going to tell me they beat Oklahoma, then beat Baylor, 2 top 10 teams, conference champion, Power 5, and you're going to leave them out?
It'd be tough. It'd be a tough go. Your only hope in that situation is Michigan would lose.
Yeah.
That's your only hope.
Yeah, but if everybody wins.
Yeah, if everybody wins in the top 4 and 5.
Because Georgia doesn't matter. Unless Alabama came out and beat Georgia 85-0
Yeah.
The SEC championship game means nothing for Georgia, because win or lose, they're in.
Yeah.
So it's like, that'd be one of those things. I wouldn't want to be Cincinnati if Alabama beats Georgia, I wouldn't want to be Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, now granted, let's be honest, Mike Gundy's going to fucking come down his leg before he gets to the game and lose to Baylor because he's jerking off to a fucking cheerleader on the sideline.
Yeah, probably keep his same pants on too.
That fucking cowboy hat covered in Gatorade.
Yeah.
I've never won anything.
Uh-huh.
I've never been splashed with Gatorade. I've spilled it on myself before because I'm not an adult. But just
it's sticky.
Hey, you motherfuckers, can't you just get the water bucket?
Yeah.
I mean, the sticky, it was fucking Mountain Dew, coach.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if they did that?
God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
The championship drive presented by Mountain Dew, and they just fucking Code Red.
Yeah.
Code Red. Did he get shot? He's fucking red and sticky.
Oh, gosh.
But that would be, the Oklahoma State thing, if they win and Alabama beats Georgia, if I was Cincinnati, it's like, because you're not making it.
Yeah.
Like, you're getting jumped.
You're getting jumped.
If Alabama wins and Oklahoma State wins and Michigan wins, Cincinnati's not making the playoff.
Yeah. That's
what's happening.
I think a lot of.
How do you not? Yeah. How do you keep Oklahoma State out?
It's a tough go. It's a tough go. You don't have any obvious ones. You have one obvious one. That's the tough part about it. Previous years, you've had 3 obvious ones.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, every other year, you've had 3 obvious ones. And that 4th one's always the toss-up.
Yeah.
There's always your
because even on the Michigan side of, like, your one loss is to a bad team. Now, you dominated and you fucked yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But you should have lost to Rutgers.
Yeah.
And also should have got beat by Nebraska.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, don't act like, I know you beat Ohio State, but...
But then beating Ohio State...
Can't.
I mean, the dominance of it overshadows those other 2 things.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Well, you got the Alabamas, Georgias, Ohio States, Michigans. That's when winning games matters. Mm-hmm. Like they could say, like Ohio State didn't beat Nebraska by that much, but it didn't. That didn't fucking matter.
No, they won.
Now Cincinnati, that matters.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not forget, was it Temple or whatever? Like Cincinnati got beat.
Oh yeah,
like that.
Yeah, I think it might have been Temple.
Yeah, they like Temple won that game and that review process, whatever. Of like, hey, you not forget you fucking lost that game. I mean, doesn't show it on your record.
It wasn't good. It was not good.
So that's my thought is you're going to have Michigan, Cincinnati play. Now this is extrapolating out of it's going to be Michigan, Cincinnati, Georgia, Oklahoma State, or Notre Dame. Those two are because Oklahoma State wins their end. They don't. Notre Dame's in.
I am interested. I would watch the Michigan Cincinnati game.
Absolutely.
That's a fun one.
That's a game Cincinnati can win.
Yeah.
Like Cincinnati playing Georgia, they're like, well, they was close last year. Well, like all of Georgia's draft picks didn't play in that game. So let's not. And Cincinnati should have won that game.
Oh, 100%.
But let's not act like that was.
Yeah.
Like let's not act like Georgia gave a fuck.
Exactly. They didn't give a shit.
It was everything for Cincinnati. It meant nothing for Georgia. Same like even going back when Boise State beat Oklahoma and that started this thing off of like that meant nothing to Oklahoma State. They didn't win a national championship. Like there's teams out there that if it's not for the national championship, who gives a fuck?
I wouldn't even be shocked to see if some of the guys don't play in the bowl game for Ohio State.
I don't think they would. If you're Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave, why the fuck would you?
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm going to go make millions. I don't want to get hurt.
And if you're Ryan Day, don't do that because I got these other three guys. If I can get them some big game reps because they don't get to play much, that's better for our program.
Yeah, you got the Fleming guy and two other guys that are over there. Harrison, yeah. I think, I wouldn't be shocked if those guys sat out.
Yeah. Well, we spent almost an hour talking about college football, so I'm sure nobody's fucking listening anymore, so we should probably get to the men's league. And talking about watching did you see the stats for the Dallas game on Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
38 million viewers.
Yeah. I watched the game. I was one of those.
I did too. Bunch of flags get thrown.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, Hockey Lee's pretty happy to be on TV.
No
shit. He's getting updates. How many people are watching? I need some airtime.
Yeah, he needs to get biceps like his dad.
Yeah, you look like a bitch. Go home for family fucking dinner and your dad put you in a headlock.
That's what I was thinking too.
He's
like
fucking 70.
Just messing with you, man. Getting a roid rage. There's a toll in the hall.
But it's one of those things of like shit NFL games get 6 million people watching.
Yeah, I know.
And be like, well, nobody likes the NFL. No, everybody does.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
And I used to be, I love college football. And I used to be I can't watch the NFL. College football is where it's at. And as you get older and you start, obviously doing what we do and we talk and I watch things about how games are played and management and stuff. It's like, oh, well, the NFL's where it's at because over here in college, this is horse shit what they're doing. I mean, it's like whoever recruits the best wins. Generally. Because they do nothing.
Yeah. I mean, the analytics and all of the coaching stuff and all of the game of football is so much more in depth. And it should be. It's professionals.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's awesome.
It's and it's been, well, I don't know if you watched Aaron Rodgers Tuesday.
No.
He went on a talk. Obviously, they played the Vikings, so him talking about Zimmer's defense, which is usually the most confusing in the NFL. I mean, he does a lot of shit. Fucking stuff.
A lot of shit.
And he breaks down a play where he got sacked. And just the depth of his talk about how Zimmer brought a pressure, just one play of pressure.
Yeah.
That it was like, well, he had the linebacker, he had these guys all, had two linebackers coming into the A. And then what they did was one of them jumped out into coverage. The other one came around into the B. And then the other guy looped around back into the A off the end. And as they pushed one guy down, this guy came back over across two and came up the center free because there wasn't anybody left to block. He goes, and then Rodgers goes, "This is pretty good fucking pressure."
Yeah,
like, I've never. That's a guy who played for 18 years, never seen that pressure before. Of like, that's what the NFL is. Of like, these guys are fucking like, oh my god.
Yeah, and it's so cool. It's so cool that they can do that. You know what I mean? And it's like,
and this is 3 seconds.
Yeah.
All that shit happens.
Yeah.
3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
crazy.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
all of us dumbasses are like, oh my God, that's so cool. And they're like, no, that's Wednesdays for us.
And then in college, you watch Ohio State blitz their linebackers right into the guard.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, we're just.
That's what we're doing.
Run blitzing on 3rd and 10. All right.
Okay.
Well, that's what's happening.
But, to talk about, because we didn't really talk about last week's games either yet because we had to do different scheduling and stuff, but the Packers can't get their whole team to play together on one Sunday. Like, their offense got it together, and then it's like, their defense petered out.
Yeah.
Special teams was terrible. I mean, they couldn't the one couple punts. It's like, did you throw the ball down there? Like, what the hell happened?
And, Mason missed another fucking kick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, the Packers, like, are a team that can, because with what you've seen with the other teams,
Packers can
like
go
the way the
win
Packers
the
defense was playing and the way their offense can play.
Yeah.
Of like, if they put it together,
they're dangerous.
I think they win it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Because, Tampa's everybody's kind of struggling this whole thing of what are you?
Uh-huh.
But it's, if the offense plays, defense doesn't. If defense plays, the offense doesn't. It's like,
yeah. As soon as those two meet, it's like, oh shit, this is a pretty good fucking football team.
Yeah. Well, and then you got the last one of me and you talking going, I don't understand why this is a 1-point spread between the Packers and the Vikings.
Yeah,
the fucking Vikings won. We know jack shit and are terrible at picking.
100%
Oh my God.
Good thing sports betting's not legal in Ohio right now.
Dylan, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, we forgot to mention that.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It has.
That was the
dude. No, first off, I have to say something. One, to Dylan and Sean. Both of you guys can go fuck yourselves. I had to fucking get in the Raiders. Fuck the Raiders. I had it one. Jamar Chase's last touchdown. I added one. 4 fucking minutes left in the game, and the fucking Derek Carr throws a goddamn pick. Joe Mixon bounces this one out and takes it 20 yards to the house. Both of those guys jumped me. Motherfuckers. I was pissed.
Well, that was the funniest part about this. Is my brother's texting me.
Uh-huh.
He's like, said something about, man, Seth was so close.
Yeah.
And I could tell Sean thought he won.
Uh-huh. Oh.
He didn't know.
He didn't know.
And I said, yeah, it sucks that Dylan got you by a 10th. And he's like, what? Because, with less than a minute left.
Uh-huh.
Because Dylan had DK.
Yep.
And fucking Russell Wilson throws him a 4-yard pass down fucking double digits with 20 seconds left. It's like you lost by a tenth of a point because of this bullshit thing. Because, scumbag Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Because then obviously when I talked to Joe, he's like, yeah, I thought I won.
Yeah.
Lose by a 10th point. Because I knew that when he was saying, man, Seth was there all day, and then just kind of.
Yeah. I was like, motherfucking Joe Mixon.
I was the one, which I talked with Sean because he'd clicked on mine and looked at, I had 60 points or whatever.
Yeah.
Only had 4 people playing in the 1:00 games.
Oh, okay. You're sitting pretty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, and then when he's seen what I had, he's like, oh no.
Yeah.
And then the second Dak Prescott at halftime had me negative fucking points.
Yeah.
Of because I had coming in that second session, had Dak.
Yeah.
CD Lamb.
Yep.
Ezekiel Elliott and Joe Mixon.
Uh-huh.
And then somebody else.
Yeah. I think you had defense, didn't you?
I don't know. But it was, my defense had gotten me points, which is that's all I'm looking for. Just give me 4 or 5. Don't get me negative.
Uh-huh.
But it's Mixon scores a touchdown. It's hey, I've got.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure I didn't have Jamar Chase, too.
Oh, okay.
I was very second session heavy.
Yeah.
And then they just I know better than that than to play guys in the 4:00 hour because they just don't put fucking points up. The guy that you think will.
Uh-huh. I'm
not happening.
I'm the opposite. I get mad when I have too many 1:00ers.
And you've done it for, and you get a lead, and then you just
done.
watch it just go, oh my God, oh my God.
Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. If we can somehow get that balance in there, but Yeah. I tell you what now. Fanduel, you got to lower the fucking prices of some of these guys, man. Jonathan Taylor, almost $10,000. Like, yeah. I know he's had
but then if you didn't have him, you didn't.
Yes.
I mean, he had 5 fucking touchdowns.
I'm like, come on, guys. Like, this is getting a little ridiculous.
I couldn't even afford Derrick Henry, and he's hurt.
The fact that...
Still $12,000.
The fact that Cam Newton's third in quarterbacks this week of money, like, come on.
I haven't even looked at it yet.
Come on.
I think I'm going to try that, because it was I didn't send you a text this week, but it was another one of like my 2 other $1 million entries.
Yeah.
He scored enough points to win the Wideside.
Yeah. Well, I was pissed
Both
off.
Of them,
I was pissed off last week.
Fuck?
So I won. I won money in the big one. I won like $20 in the big one. Lost ours because of fucking Joe Mixon. And then so I played the Monday night one. The Sunday night one, the Chargers and the Steelers.
Yeah.
I win. I do a head to or a 50 or 50-51 or whatever, where the top half gets the money. I would have won $200,000 in the $1 million one if I would have put it in there.
That lineup in.
Yep. I would have won $200,000. This is why I didn't.
Yeah.
Because I had $5. I had $5.60 in my account, and I was too cheap to put in a little bit more money to pay the $9 for the single game.
Yeah.
I was like, motherfucker. Oh, I was so pissed because I was the top. I won the whole thing of the 50-50. Yeah. And I would have. I had more points in just the one game than I did in the whole Wideside line. I would have won the Wideside lineup. I had more points than everybody. Yeah. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
That's what. Like I won. Like I've cashed in almost every of the $1 million entries I put in. And I don't. Maybe I just need to fluff one of those into the Wideside one. But then I played whatever the Bucs game was that Monday.
Yeah,
I played that and I cashed in that.
I cashed in that one too.
Mainly because I was smart enough to put the Buccaneers kicker on my team.
Yep. Yeah.
You know?
Well,
now Thursday, I put a lineup in. A couple lineups in.
So did I.
It was just a 473 way or whatever it was tie for first place.
Yep.
Like $3,000 to first place. Everybody split it and got $32 or whatever the hell it was. And I wasn't one of them. Oh. Also did not cash. Okay. Like, what the fuck, man? But the thing is like, the tie for first place, because it was like a shit. I mean, it was a shit show of trying to score.
Yeah.
So the tie for first place was like 86 points.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I had like 79 or 80 points and didn't cash. So it was like.
I had a good weekend last weekend. So from Sunday, I should say this week, from last Sunday to Thursday, I grossed $59.
Nice.
Yeah. So now this week, I made lineups. And so I made 3 lineups. And I put all 3 of them in the $1 million one just to see if my luck's bad.
Yeah. I'll do that when, let's see, I don't know what time it is, but.
We got some time.
Oh, yeah, because I got to put this podcast out there and then I'll pick my lineups. Yeah. Like, I seem to do better as I just rip through them. And not try to think about it because I'm obviously stupid.
Not good at thinking. I'm bad at thinking.
But yeah, Dylan's a piece of shit, man. Like, I've never met a bigger piece of shit than him. He is, you know what? Put him on the list.
Put him.
Fucking Mike Gundy. Fucking Russell Wilson, Coach K, and Dylan. I'm not going to give your last name out because people are going to come after you. But
pieces of shit.
Human pieces of shit.
He's on the Wheaties box. He's the pieces of shit for breakfast.
Pieces of shit for breakfast? You are the breakfast.
Oh, man.
Fucking loser.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
You're like, well, I need the money for my kids. Hey, fuck you, man. I don't have kids, but I like nice things.
I like to have an extra $27.
I like to have nice things.
I like to have nice things.
Maybe I like to buy gas, too.
Oh, gosh. Oh, man. You want to go pick some games now?
Why the fuck not, Seth?
I don't want to talk about this week's games. I'd rather just pick them, and then we can talk about them next time.
2 days from now?
Yeah, when we do it again. Oh, this is a
find my.
But okay, so we'll talk about the game that already happened. What the fuck's Dallas?
Not good. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, their defense is getting getting worse.
Yeah,
defense is getting worse.
I think they're just Dallas.
Yeah, no,
because that's just kind of who they've been for years. But
yeah, they lose. They beat. Oh fuck. Yeah, people had them after they beat They started off really hot and then shit the bed the last couple weeks.
Yeah. So my turn to give you first?
Yep.
I think. I'm going to just start you out with this one. Buccaneers at Indianapolis. Buccaneers are -3 at Indy.
This is
Ring of Honor game.
For Peyton?
No,
they already did.
Ring of Honor for Mathis? Robert Mathis.
Oh, Robert Mathis.
So it's a celebration game.
That's cool.
And I think it's actually kind of cool that they picked it when they did because all the coaching staff that coached him is the coaching staff for Tampa Bay.
Oh, that is.
So it's kind of cool, like Arians and all those guys.
Yeah, and you said it was what, minus what?
The Bucs are -3 at Indy.
You know what? I don't know what Indy is.
I know what they are. I think you know what they are.
I do too. So you're going up against a defense who doesn't let teams run the ball. That's what they're good at.
Yeah.
Their secondary is kind of shitty.
Right.
But they're really good at stopping the run. And Jonathan Taylor's a fucking stud.
Also, Vita Vea is not playing.
Oh, he's not playing?
I believe he's out.
Okay. Well,
now, I'm not to sway you.
Uh-huh.
I don't have that 100% source.
Well, no.
Shefty hadn't texted me yet.
Yeah.
But I don't think he is.
I was going to go Colts anyway because I like the 3.5.
Yeah.
I think they can get the 3.5.
Colts are the Titans with Derrick Henry.
Yes.
That's what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Carson,
don't
throw wild interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Hand the fucking ball off, and we need you to make about 10 passes.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I'm going to go Colts with the plus 3.5.
Yeah.
Okay. God. These spreads are closer this week, which is nice.
Yeah. Or not. The way we pick games, what's it fucking matter?
Alrighty. So this one's going to be a tough one. I'm going to give you Rams Packers. Packers are 2.5 plus 2.5 at home.
I kind of don't know what the Rams are either.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take the Packers here, even though it's a weird one. Like I really think LA is going to win this game.
Uh-huh.
But I'm going to take the Packers just because the whole, I don't think people are putting enough weight on the whole Woods thing.
Uh-huh.
I just don't like, hey, that's a big fucking
deal.
Well, they got Odell, not the same player.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. I don't think,
and maybe it's snowing there or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Rodgers has Stafford's number no matter where he's at. That's where I'm kind of banking on with it.
All right, I'm going to give you Titans at Patriots. Patriots are -7.5.
I'm going Patriots all day.
I think so too. I think that
half the offense isn't playing for Tennessee.
That's a weird thing too. Of like everybody's like, hey, the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, not leading their division.
Yeah,
the Patriots are.
Yeah,
because Bills, I don't know what the fuck they're. I mean,
yeah.
Boy, it's a shit show.
Yeah, and I watched that Thursday night game. The Saints aren't any good either.
No.
Okay, I'm going to give you... Because I like these guys, and they're so weird to like, but I like them. Let's go. I like Philly, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's like because hot garbage is winning, and I don't know if that's why I like it. But I'm gonna give you Philly at New York to play in the Giants. And the Giants are +4.
Philly by 1 million.
Okay.
Now because the Giant. This isn't that I believe in Philly.
Yeah.
The Giants are so fucking bad.
They are bad. But every time, and I'm not. This has nothing to do with football or analytics or anything. It seems like anytime a team fires a coach, they instantly play better the next week. You know what I mean? It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Like I think people are going to rally around Freddie Kitchens.
They might. Who knows?
Hey, coach, it's 3rd and 15. What should we do? Run a draw.
Freddie Kitchens.
Man, they are getting some fucking heat on all the... I mean, like, it's not his fault, but man, Saquon Barkley is catching some fucking shots for being drafted 4th of like... Yeah. Hey, man, you knew that when you fucking drafted him that he wasn't that guy.
No, he was hurt in college a lot.
I mean, it worked out for Dallas, but they shouldn't have drafted Elliott then.
No.
But that's what they need. They had a massive offensive line, and they were ready to go, and a running game would have helped them, but they're, Jason Garrett.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
I mean.
Alrighty.
Jason Garrett for the Crimson Tide next year is the offensive coordinator.
That'd be funny.
All right, I'm going to give you, just so you don't give it to me,
okay.
Steelers, Bengals. Bengals are -3.5 at home.
I think the Steelers win this one.
I do too.
I'm going to go Steelers plus, was it +3.5?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Steelers, I'm going to take the Steelers, obviously, because I think they're going to win. I think that they're going, one, they need to win anyway.
Yeah.
Two, I don't think Cincinnati's there yet to beat them twice in a season.
I don't think Cincinnati's that good.
I think they
just won some games.
I think they are that good. I don't think, this is weird. This is also the NFL. I think the Steelers are, they're not good either.
No.
But it's the it's the North. Everybody fucking splits anymore.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my reasoning is why I'm taking the Steelers.
Yeah. I think Cincinnati's like a year off.
Yeah.
But it's just like they've just won some games.
They have.
It's kind of weird.
They have. I'm going to give you another shitty game.
All right.
I'm going to give you Panthers.
It's exactly. I almost, when you said I'm going to give you a shitty game, I almost just went, okay, I'll take the Panthers. Because I knew exactly that's what you were going.
You go Panthers at Dolphins. Panthers are -1.5.
I'm going to take the Panthers. I'm going to ride the Cam train, even though he's not really done anything for them. But I like it.
Let's go Cam. All righty.
Because the Dolphins, who knows?
They suck.
I'm going to give you the Vikings at the Niners. Vikings are +3.
I want to pick the Niners so bad.
Yeah.
Because I like Shanahan. But I think...
Turns out he's not a good coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you take the 1 year out, he's a terrible coach.
I don't know. And that's the thing. I don't know if he's a bad coach or does everybody just get fucking hurt in San Francisco?
Can be.
You know what I mean? And
they did get kicked out of their own stadium last year.
Well, because of COVID.
Yeah, but...
I am...
But hey... We'll let you win if you win here.
Yeah.
But if you guys are going to get hurt and be bad, just go to Arizona.
I'm going to take the Vikings with the +3. Just because they're kind of riding a little bit of a hot streak.
Yeah. And you just don't. I mean, the Niners could come out and score 3 points or 40.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I'm really hoping Shanahan gets fired because I'd like to see him
back in Denver.
Yeah. Well, he's never been in Denver, but.
Well, it's family.
Yes, it's family, yes.
He has. I mean, he lived there.
Yeah, probably as a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably had his first masturbation session in Denver.
Probably cheerleaders.
Homecoming.
Literally. With a U. Homecoming.
I'm coming home. Coming all over.
Alrighty.
All right. Let's get serious. Game time.
It's game time. I'm going to give you... Cleveland at the Ravens. Cleveland's +3.5.
I am taking the Ravens minus the 3.5 just because I think Baker's going to end up not even playing in the game for long. I think he is so pieced together. And let's take a second here. This is where we live. Browns fans are the stupidest fucking people I've ever met in my life.
Okay, I'm with you.
I mean,
yeah, I'm with you.
The fact that we got to get rid of Baker for fucking what, man? There's no. You're going to be drafted in the 20s, or like 18th or 19th.
Yeah,
there's no quarterbacks in the draft.
No,
you're not. You're not getting a free agent quarterback.
Nope.
It's like, well, we got this team. Maybe we get Rodgers, or hey, we can get.
I don't think
it's like
nobody wants to go to Cleveland, man.
You're not going to Cleveland.
Nobody wants to go to Cleveland.
You have been a terrible franchise since your existence.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the one that left you has been very successful.
Yes, they have.
But you win one fucking game against a Steelers team that was shitty in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. And you're God's gift to earth.
And now the quarterback that did that for you isn't good enough for you, and you want to cut him.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly it.
And when you do, you will go back to winning 3 games a year. Because if you cut Baker Mayfield, you might as well plan on firing your coach.
Yeah.
Which means also your GM gets fired, and you're right back to where you were. I don't give a fuck what you think about Baker Mayfield. Wins games in the NFL.
Yeah.
Not easy to do. A lot of quarterbacks can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're up there going, well, I mean, you're not a Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah, you're not. You never were.
You never were.
You never were.
Could you have won a playoff game again? Yes. Can you compete for a Super Bowl? No.
Nope.
Because other teams exist that are way better than you.
Yeah.
So throw that out the window. If you are on the get rid of Baker Mayfield bandwagon, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. You're just not getting anybody better.
I mean, Jesus.
You're going to pick it. You've
had one winning season in 20 fucking years.
The only way you get rid of Baker Mayfield is if you're going to give Case Keenum an extension on his contract because you're not getting anybody else. That's
the best quarterback you've had since Boney Kosar.
Boney
Kosar.
Yeah.
And Boney Kosar played for a team that doesn't even exist in your city anymore.
Yeah.
He's in Baltimore winning championships.
Yep.
I would love, that would be great if the Ravens retired Bernie Kosar's number.
That would be hilarious.
Because that's who they fucking were.
Yeah.
And just for Cleveland to be like, hey, what? Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Hey, what the?
Do that.
God damn it.
But that's my rant. Browns fans, get over yourself. You're not any good.
Yeah.
You're going to go over you're going to be over 500.
Yeah.
In one of the toughest fucking divisions in football.
Uh-huh. Yeah, calm the fuck down.
I mean, all right. I still need to give you one.
Mm-hmm.
Give you the Atlanta Falcons at Jacksonville. Falcons are -2 in Jacksonville.
Jags +2.
Boom.
Jags +2. All their games have been on winning field goals, and that's what they're going to win by, a field goal.
Boom. So 5 points then.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not giving you. I'll give you mine. That's fine. Chargers at Broncos. Broncos are +3.
I think the Chargers figured it out. They're going to beat the dog shit out of the Broncos.
I would 100% agree with that.
I think it's a
done deal.
I'm not going to say they're going to win by 20 because it's not college.
Yeah.
But I see more of
14.
A 10 point, like a 2 score, just 2 score. I think a lot of people don't realize that when you say, I think they win by 2 scores, that is a massive fucking blowout in the NFL.
It is, but
if you get beat by 10, you got your ass kicked in the NFL. That's the way it is.
Pretty much.
So when you've seen teams get beat by 25 this year, that is fucking unreal for in the NFL.
Yeah. Crazy.
Okay. Obviously, I'm going to win Fanduel this week. It'll be as easy as slapping a baby.
I got one inside. If you want.
You give him
He might slap you back, though.
Ever poop in my bed again. You hear me? I had that thought the other day because I said that about slapping a baby. It's a weird conversation to have. But then the person's like, do you mean taking candy from him? It's like, it's way easier to slap a baby than it is to take candy from it. I mean, what kind of candy?
Yeah.
Like, if he's got his little fingers wrapped around it, you at least got to pry those fingers. Not that it's difficult.
Yeah.
But I can slap a baby way easier than I can take candy from him. I bet I get 2 slaps in. Before I get tackled.
I bet he doesn't let go of that candy. So, depending on
if it's something, it's like a cylinder or something like that they can get that little baby grip on. Hey. Yeah, they get their fingers wrapped around. Now, if it's like them trying to hold the end of a sucker or whatever, you just pop that right out, no problem. Yeah. But slapping's way easier. Way easier.
I like your logic.
It's not a logic. I've tested this.
Slapped multiple babies.
So what are you doing? I'm research, science.
Research.
I mean,
seeing how easy to slap
I understand.
Kid. Yeah.
I mean, you want to sign this?
Yeah. Well, in the name of science.
The name of science. What are we talking about here? In a world you live in, you can't go around slapping kids. Because you parents won't let them have candy anymore. I'd take the candy, but you won't let them have it.
Yeah.
So now I got to slap them.
Twin sugar. Now I got to slap them.
I got to slap them. Anybody else you want to yell at?
No, I think I don't have anybody I really want to yell at.
Yeah, that's probably all I got. I think we're at the end of it. Go fuck yourself, Dylan.
Whiteside?